Keeping up with our motto that learning be a joy and teaching a pleasure, here we are with the remote teaching and learning process to bridge the gap. Happy learning, students! Today we are going to continue with Class 6 Science, Chapter number 4 Disaster Management. Topics which I am going to cover during this session are earthquake, floods, storms, and forest fire. We will also see about disaster management and general remedial and preventive measures. The four disasters which we are going to study in detail are earthquake, floods, storms, and forest fire. Let us start with earthquake. What is an earthquake? Movements in the interior of the earth release tremendous amount of energy. This causes seismic waves leading to the movement of the earth's surface. Such vibrations in the earth crust is known as an earthquake. The shocks and the waves formed in the interior of the earth spread on the surface in all the directions. The central point of the earthquake is called the epicenter. Over here you can see this point. This is the central point from where the earthquake has started. So this point is called the epicenter. Strong waves first reach at the epicenter and therefore major loss occurs near to that area. The magnitude of the earthquake goes on decreasing as we go further from this point. So, loss in the areas which are away from the epicenter is less. Now let us see causes of earthquake. There are two natural causes which results into earthquake, and they are volcanic eruption and meteors falling on the surface of the earth. There are several man-made reasons which can lead to earthquake, like mining and construction of big dams, as well as the underground explosions. For example, the underground nuclear test can also lead to earthquake. Effects of earthquake. The effects of earthquake are shown in the picture. Destruction of infrastructure, that is building, bridges, roads and railway tracks takes place. Huge loss of life and property is also there. Sometimes there is a change in the direction of the flow of rivers as well. Next is floods. A frequently occurring natural disaster in all parts of the world is floods. It may occur due to heavy rainfall that leads to overflow of water in the rivers and other water bodies. Due to this, the drainage system may fall short, resulting in choking of gutter and drainage lines. Water overflows onto the roads and surrounding areas and even enters the nearby houses. These pictures shows heavily waterlogged areas because of the flood. Cloudburst or sudden melting of huge amount of ice at the mountain tops can also lead to flood. Let us see the effects of flood. As shown in the picture, huge loss of life and property takes place. Soil erosion as well as the destruction of standing crops also results because of earthquake. When the flood is over and the water drains, then there are chances of spread of diseases and epidemics affecting the health of people. Next is storms. The formation of high and low air pressure belts in the atmosphere causes change in weather and resulting in strong winds or storms as shown in the picture. Effects of storms. Great damage in the storm affected region. Tremendous losses to life and property. Disruption of electric supply as well as transport and communication also takes place because of storms. Next is forest fire. Forest fire can be considered as natural as well as man-made disaster both. If it is caused because of the natural calamity like lightning strikes falling on the trees of forest, then it will be considered as natural disaster. But if forest fire is caused because of the man-made activities like smoking, when we smoke and if we discard the cigarette in the forest area, it may result in fire, right? The next is setting thermal factories or the campfire near the forest area and it leads to forest fire, then this kind of forest fire will come under the category of man-made forest fires. That is man-made disaster. Effects of forest fires. Great damage to natural wealth and biodiversity. In forest, there are so many trees, animal, birds, right? So all this are destroyed. So there is a great damage to natural wealth as well as biodiversity. Even it causes a lot of pollution in the air because harmful gases like carbon dioxide, nitrogen dioxide, sulfur dioxide, etc. are released in the atmosphere. There is one institute named the National Disaster Management Authority. It was established in 2005. It undertakes planning and implementation of disaster management work. You can contact them for disaster management. For example, to contact police, you can dial 100. For fire brigade, you can dial 101. For ambulance, 102. For disaster management cell, there are two numbers 108 and 112. For child helpline, you can dial 1098. There are three functions of disaster management authority. The first one is taking steps to prevent disasters. We all know that prevention is better than cure. So disaster management authorities provide certain guidelines to prevent disasters from happening. All the disasters cannot be prevented like natural disasters. It is very difficult to prevent natural disasters. But yes, man-made disasters, it can be tried to prevent by taking certain precautionary measures. Second function is making plans to face disasters. Advanced planning has to be done in order to deal with disastrous situation. So this planning is also done by Disaster Management Authority. And the last function is develop capacity to handle disasters. Disaster Management Authority also raises funds, the financial funds as well as the manpower, so that we can deal with disastrous situation. So these are the three functions of Disaster Management Authority. Let us see few general remedial and preventive measures to deal with disastrous situation. Keep watching TV and radio news and keep yourself updated. Use battery operated radios and mobiles because during such disastrous situation there are chances that electric supply may get cut. Heed the warnings issued by the IMD carefully. IMD is the Indian Meteorological Department. They provide the warnings as well as the information about the disastrous situation. Use the website www.imd.gov.in. Let us see what kind of information is provided by IMD. Recently, there was cyclone Nisarga near Mumbai, right? So this information, this forecasting was already done by IMD department in advance. You can see over here the date, timings, everything was mentioned that there are chances that this cyclone will follow this particular route. So this information, all this information is provided by IMD. Landslides occur in hilly areas. On such occasions, do not take shelter at the foot of a hill. Use fire extinguishers to get protection from fire. During floods, do not linger in houses or areas on the river banks. seek shelter in other safe places. During an earthquake, roads split open, the ground cracks, the railway tracks get uprooted. Hence, when moving from one place to another, ensure that the road is safe further on. Take shelter in relief camps as they provide medicines, food packets, and water. So, these are the remedial and preventive measures. This is all for today. Thank you so much.